Hare Krishna. I'm very delighted that I can address you through this half-bitten apple telephone. I can see this logo here. My thought of inspiration to all of you is an instruction from the scriptures how our bhakti can grow, both on an individual level as well as on a collective level. Bhakti has been compared to a seed which we have to plant in our heart, and which then grows into a beautiful creeper which winds its way upwards, pierces through the layers of the universe, and finally finds shelter at the lotus feet of Radha and Krishna. This mystical plant starts from a seed. Now we have to ask ourselves, if we want this plant to grow and if we want to reach Krishna, what is the seed? Where does it all start from? The seed is explained to have two sides to it, almost like a chickpea, which has a left and a right half. The seed of bhakti has the understanding of sambandha and abhideya to it. Sambandha means the knowledge that I am an eternal soul, I am a part of Krishna. And abhideya means the knowledge of the process which will bring me to connect with Krishna, which will bring me into the association of Krishna. A devotee should become a gardener who very carefully plants the seed of bhakti in his heart, and after having done this, cultivates it by nourishing it sufficiently. When I was young, my grandfather, who wanted to teach me something, gave me the seed of an apple tree, and he asked me to plant it with my own hand in the garden, and then he demanded that I water the seed sufficiently. So I still remember one summer my grandfather phoned me and said, "Your little tree is falling apart. It is drying out and will soon die. You have forgotten to nourish it. Come immediately." So I came, I got the tools ready, and I nourished it. This is what we also have to do. We have to water the seed of bhakti. We have to protect it. We have to facilitate its growth. And what this practically means is something which I really wish you to take to your heart. Daily bring the life-giving water of the holy name to the seed of bhakti. If you regularly chant, avoiding all the aparadhas, offenses and mistakes, the seed of bhakti will grow regularly, steadily, dynamically, and you will actually make contact with Krishna. You will feel very blissful. You will feel excited. You will go around this street and say, "Wow, I don't believe what happened to me. My bhakti seed has grown into a plant." But if you are neglectful, if you are not careful, if you forget to water the seed of bhakti, then you will see it will dry out. And with the drying out and the death of your bhakti plant, you will feel very miserable, and your consciousness will shrink again to the tiny, tiny frog-like consciousness of material consciousness. Please do not forget that you have received a seed. Now it's up to you to become a responsible gardener and to come to the association of devotees where you can chant the holy name, where you can hear talks about Krishna, where you can relish prasadam. And in this way, you will very quickly experience the unfolding of your original Krishna consciousness. While I'm saying this to you, you might hear some agitated sounds in the background. It sounds as if there is a war, or if Muhammad Ali fights with Sonny Liston, and so on. It's not that dramatic. It's just the monkey man driving away the monkeys. I always, when we are here, we often hear the monkeys galloping over the roof of the tent, and we hear the wild barbarian screams of the monkey men who run after them to chase them away. I feel very often when we are in bhakti, the monkeys of our bad thoughts run all over our heads, all over our minds. And we need to keep a good guard that our mind is there with Krishna and is purified, so that it doesn't turn into a very disturbing, aggressive monkey. It was my great pleasure to speak to you today over this impressive telephone. I thank you very much. I wish you a good gardening practice. Plant the seed and nourish the seed of bhakti and expect miracles. Hare Krishna. This is a little PS to my message, where I said we should cultivate the seed on an individual level, but also on a collective level. What I wanted to say regarding the collective level is that if you take care of your own seed in Krishna consciousness, that is, if you cultivate your own development in Krishna consciousness, then what you will see is that others will become very attracted, and soon a nice community will grow. Sometimes people or devotees are interested to spread Krishna, but sometimes we are very interested to spread Krishna consciousness. But we should not forget that this spreading of Krishna consciousness will only have substance when we ourselves are watering the seed of Krishna consciousness and developing Krishna consciousness in right earnestness. Then our work will be substantial. We will reach the hearts of many, and people will become so attracted that they will say, these devotees have something which we don't have. This is very, very important. So that I wanted to say, individual cultivating of Krishna consciousness, but also collective, where we, after we are Krishna conscious, after our own practice, we should go and this out to people. They will become attracted, not on the potency of just some empty propaganda work, but by the potency of realized Krishna consciousness, which will be there in the hearts of the devotees who go out. Hare Krishna.